Behavior management is vital in teaching. It is not about punishing unwanted behavior or rewarding wanted behavior, and it certainly is not about controlling children. Behavior management is having the tools and strategies to support students in making choices and behaving in such a way that enhances their ability to make the most out of their learning experiences, whilst giving others the opportunity to do the same. Here are some tips to consider. Teachers should be clear about the behavioral information that follows students. If you are new to a school or new to teaching a cohort of students, it is advisable that you seek prior information from teachers who taught those pupils before and techniques that they have used that you could also implement. It is important that you avoid prejudice. Students could behave differently from teacher to teacher. What is important is understanding strategies that have been used to get the best outcomes from students' behavior and their attainment previously, and knowing how to apply those in your context. Having a clear behavioral policy means fairness to all pupils. Be clear about the behaviors that you consider to be acceptable and good, and those that you consider to be unacceptable. Ensure that students are aware of these and why you have decided to have these as your expectations. Give pupils the opportunity to decide whether these expectations are reasonable and achievable. This will help to ensure that they buy into what it is that you're expecting and how you expect them to behave. Having a variety of strategies to diffuse poor behavior and engaging learners in your classroom is fundamental. Some of these may be as simple as moving their seat, one-to-one discussion at the door away from the attention of their peers, standing in close proximity to the child, checking in more frequently, giving hints, allowing the child to work with a learning partner who will discuss the learning and not just tell them what the answers are. Individual learning plan trackers that works on a daily or weekly or fortnightly basis. And also a color card system, all of which supports children into making the right decision and ensuring that you have the behavior for learning within your classroom that is needed. The important thing about any policy or law is that it is enforced. If behavioral infringements are not followed through, then students lose respect for the system and for the enforcers. Follow through does not need to be lengthy or severe. It simply needs to be sure. This can be as simple as a discussion with the student afterwards, an apology, reflection time opportunity, etc. Being firm and consistent means that students will not get off on one occasion and then punished severely on the next. Treat students fairly. Students should have their warnings and procedures followed in the same way, regardless of who they are. Personal consideration, it is at your discretion when you have had the chance to discuss with students at a later time. Personalized consistency does not mean being biased or unfair. Rather, it means that as the teacher, you have different approaches to apply the same consequences and give opportunities for students to meet your expectations based on their personal and social circumstances. Be mindful of these challenges and support students to meet your expectations. Remember, you want them to succeed. Have a range of rewards for students. Remember that verbal affirmation can be powerful for some pupils. Praise students personally, praise openly, and give postcards, use the school's reward systems, and challenge them to keep excelling. Behavior management is an area of expertise that improves with experience and adapting to meet the needs of the students once more information is known about them. Your strategies will improve over time if you keep adapting them, with the emphasis on providing students with the necessary support that will enable them to behave in a manner that allows them and others to gain the most of their learning experiences.